Tell you real rap. I like how they look. I'll tell
would.
you them shits look good, bro. No homo.
Say that.
I fuck with it.
Crazy. I never liked glasses ever.
It's like a sophisticated, like, nigga. I could press this red button, but I'm calm.
Oh God.
You talked about something
insane.
that I think is so important for creatives in general. This is talked about whether it's music, art, whatever it is. You have thousands of demos, and you said you have stuff from 4 or 5 years back that have ended up landing.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that uncommon for you, or would that be something you're interested in going back to? Do you feel like a lot of your back catalog could land in a future world?
100%, because the glaze is crazy, bro. Like, it takes one. It takes one, bro.
Real rap.
Especially as an artist. It takes one. Where people would just be like, you know what, let me hear what you did, and then they want to try and add their own spin to it. So I value I remember all the songs I got. Like, it's crazy to me because it's like, that's our genius, though. Like, when people ask me, like, how I organize songs and how can I remember, it's because that's just the genius. That's what God put into me to understand, like, organization, mental organization. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing in for me. So I feel like there are moments that's going to happen in my career where people are going to be like, yo, I love this record. And I'd be like, I kind of made this in like 2022. Let me go to my 2022 catalog.
Right.
And see what I was going through in 2022 to give you that feel. Like, even if we being real, like, I see the music industry shifting and going back to like, the sampling's been heavy, but now they're like sampling like heavy Atlanta. Like, they're like going back to the Rich Kids. They're going back to like Almaine Low. They're going back to J Money. They're going back to Jeezy. Like, they're going back to old T.I., like Roscoe Dash.
Yeah, for real. Nah, Roscoe Dash.
One of the
that was
artists
an era
Atlanta,
for
his
sure.
song just started going viral on TikTok from like 2009, I think, or even maybe.
What you talking about? That fucking.
It's Book and I think it's with J Money.
No, you talking about that? Yeah, you talking about fucking. That T.I. John, ain't I?
No, it's not.
But even that though,
not
that sound.
Yeah.
But you talking about the sound?
Yeah, the sound.
General?
Yeah,
they going back for sure. We remixed that shit because Tourette shit
Yeah.
went stupid. The extra cheese challenge shit.
Yeah.
That shit went.
But the point of what I'm saying is that as creatives, why aren't fuck the creatives, as A&Rs, why aren't y'all going to these producers and asking them to go to their folders from that?
Because there's no real A&Rs. That's why.
Like, why are we why do we have to sample? Like, why aren't we going to whoever was making those productions? Like, even with like DJ Toomp, I was in the studio with DJ Toomp and Skillet Baby and Rance and them the other day, probably like last week, and because he was working with Skilla, that's his thing. That's what he's focused on. So I don't ever want to go in and make it about me. But you know how bad I wanted to go up to him and just be like, yo, can you play me the beats that you played for T.I. when you met him?
For real.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, for real.
Because if people are sampling him now, why do we need to sample it when we could just go back and just enhance it? If it's adding sounds or maybe speeding it up a little bit or maybe just enhancing it, why are we sampling this when we can just literally just go and dig into your laptop and just go back to what you did at that time?
That's a fire ass perspective. I didn't even think about shit like that. That's crazy. that's you might have unlocked a gem on that. I ain't gonna lie, because it's the timing of, we're at a point in music I feel like right now where people are literally just like we're talking about right now. We're at a point where music is so trash right now. Niggas have no choice but to go back to what was hot and try and bring that to life. Like, everybody's just going back. If you can re-enhance that from a time period, bro, this shit would be over with, bro.
I mean, just that music is trash now, but also we're creating too much that we are going. The last time period we remember was like 15 years ago, before we started having so much music.
Right.
So it's like, we're so desensitized and overwhelmed with content. So like, when was it that we weren't so boosted off of stuff, which would be that time?
What you said.
I'm telling you, and then it's like, and then it's too is this part. It's like, there's eras. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, like, for our generation, the era that needs to be appreciated, that needs to really be getting tapped in, like the hooks that we really need to go back to, and the catalogs that we need to go ask these engineers. Like, I wanted to do this the other day. I wanted to hit Tilly and be like, "Yo, you familiar with Tilly, right? He's the QC head engineer.
Oh, okay.
Mixed by Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to hit up him and .com the other day, and I wanted to just be like, "Yo, do y'all have any old hooks from Quavo from 2014 and 2015?"
To revamp?
Not even a revamp, just to kind of go back, because that sound is like, it was anthemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I hear a record like Not Like Us go diamond that fast,
that's
a
right.
sound
Okay.
from 2000.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
work.
I hadn't felt like there was a record that would. I hadn't felt an anthemic record until they not like. I was like, bro, this is the first time in a long time that I felt like there's a record that's gonna be like a forever record, because I don't feel like we make.
I think
any
everybody
forever
heard
records
Not
anymore.
Like Us for the first time and knew it was going.
Yeah.
Being honest. And that's where we got to talking about the shit we be talking about on a writing aspect of simplifying the music of the hooks.
Yeah, man.
Going back to a time of repetitiveness. It doesn't need to be overthought.
Oh, what we had
To a time of being the same line and replicating it. It's what you're saying, the anthemicness of the record. You're 100% right, bro.
like, bro, if we
That's nuts.
we played No Type right now,
Shit's
like
going.
let's just remove that it ever came out.
Damn.
Let's just act like if we was just on
Damn.
Instagram, and let's just say
You're fucking
Cash.
right.
Let's just say
Crazy.
Cash Cobain.
You're actually right, bro.
Let's just say Cash Cobain comes out with a song and says, "I don't got no type. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like."
That
In
shit would
2025.
Oh my God.
It'll go crazy.
Right, bro.
So that's really like, that's where I'm really at with it. I'm just waiting to be honest, I'm waiting to go to Atlanta. So I'm a traveling, like, I love to travel,
Yeah.
but I have like an addictive personality to traveling. So if I go somewhere and I'm there for a week, I'll extend it to 2 weeks. I'll extend it to 3 weeks. I'll extend it to 4 weeks. So sometimes I'll be like, let me stay out in LA until I feel like I'm burnt. So I can go to the next place and work. Because when I go to Atlanta, bro, I'm pulling up, like I've been doing, I'm pulling up on Sunny Digital. I'm pulling up on Honorable C Note.
Oh.
Like, I want to know, I want to go back to that era. I want to like feel that. I want to go back to that time where that music was going. And I know they got it still.
100%.
They got all their old laptops, bro. So somebody like me is like, give me the laptop.
For real.
And let me see the folders. Like, do you have everything organized? Like, let me see. And then I'm looking like, oh, damn, this just says 2012 or 2013, 2014. So when you click it, it's like, oh, shit, you hear something where it can resonate. And then you can still sample it.
100%.
You can still sample it. Just because a beat might have not been placed, you can still sample it in a sense of just making it current. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have to keep, because that was, I feel like you would probably bring it up, but like even like understanding like the whole catalog thing now, it's like when you realize how much you have to give up with sample clearances,
Oh my God.
is it worth it?
At
If your
all.
biggest song is taking away 75% and you have to split the rest, the 25%, with 9 people?
It just depends where you're at in your career. But yeah, once you're there, you're like, you learn your
Yes.
lesson. You're like, nah, I don't want to do this
I don't
anymore.
want to do that shit no more, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Damn.
So yeah, like so.
Earlier, you talked about this. It ties into this, that you're good at identifying lingo, good at finding it early, being the one that artists want to come to for that. On the writing side, how does that affect selection of production? Because we're talking about this right now. This is interesting. Going back to old beats in general, like, do you feel like you're also on the edge of production selection?
100%. I think I have the best ear for production. 100%. I feel like my ear for beats is so tasteful because it's like pockets that people don't necessarily think about doing. Like I
Delve
remember
that. Explain. Yeah, like explain
Yeah,
that.
like I remember when let me think of a good example. Okay. Ruby Rose, right? That's been my dog for years, bro. Like she's a real human being, but she's actually talented too. And when she chooses to take music serious, she takes it serious. She just tweeted about it too. She was like, okay, it's time to take it serious. I'm laughing because I'm seeing people like, oh no, don't do it. And I'm just like, nah, she actually
she
is
can
hard.
go.
Like, I work with her, Lawson works with her, Vori works with her, Beam works with her. So she knows all the guys. Like Baby Kobe works with her.
Damn.
So she literally has like the Avengers of talented creatives to give her the best shit. It's just Ruby is just her own brand, bro. She's a dope creative, a dope person.
Yeah.
So I remember when she did her deal with Interscope, me and Murder Beats had pulled up, and I did a record for her called Hood Bitch Aesthetic. And the reason why I approached that record the way that I approached it was because the production sounded so rich. But then what I did was I threw in the, oh, I think they like me. Oh, I think they like me over that to kind of give it like a ratchet, bougie sound for her to match the vibe. And then what she's saying and how she raps with her tone and the pocket and just adding certain like bird sounds. Niggas wouldn't go in the studio and think about doing that for her, bro. I know they wouldn't. Have you heard that record?
Have I heard that? I had to have heard that record.
You gotta.
I feel like
I mean, I don't know if
feel
y'all
like
be
I have.
playing shit on here,
I feel like, nigga,
but
what
y'all
the-
definitely have to
Nigga.
highlight. Like you have to
We doing that
actually
shit
just.
right now.
Yeah, you just got to just
that shit
because
right now, just
I
for the
just
understanding. I feel like I
exactly
have
because
heard
my
that
thing
record.
is like, bro, like
That shit
I just
right
don't
there.
think nobody would have went in and I think they would have went in and tried to give her like an up tempo twerk record or like something. It's just like I don't really see her like that. I see her as somebody who stands on her business and really like gets shit done. You know what I'm saying? And pick and chooses. And there's a few women that's like that in this industry.
Quick to pull the trigger first.
You know, birds. It's like
Niggas want my head, bitches want me dead. Rain up so much money, I feel like Kodak when I spread it. Hood bitch, my aesthetic.
yes, I heard this. I've heard this.
Hood bitch, my aesthetic. Don't like it, then express it. Hood bitch, my aesthetic.
That motherfucker slide.
Pretty face, slim waist, smart ass mouth.
It's like you get you nah. That shit hard. You gave it like it's nostalgic. It gives a nostalgia.
Age is great. We did that. What does the date say on there?
That shit was, what year is this? 2000. Give me 1 second. 2023.
Okay, so
And I remember, I saw the video of this.
You feel
I
me?
remember the video of this.
Yeah.
I actually saw the video of that when that came out.
but think about it. 2023, we threw, oh, I think they like me. Now it's win whammy. Like
Yeah, it's like, it's the same
that
shit
was
though.
that was 2023.
Damn.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
That occurred-
So when it comes to
that occurred.
taste and production, I've always been on top. I mean, that's why I fuck with you. You feel me? And I fuck with Big Head because I feel like I'm come from the underground, bro. Like that's another thing people don't know. Like, bro, I came in with Tyler Yahweh, Ski Master Slump God, X, Rojas, Kid Trunks, like Warhol. I came from that era. Booth Boy Icy.
Wow. That's taking me back now.
Yeah, well, no, we gonna that's what I'm saying though. Like I came from that, you know what I'm saying? So even when you listen to that music and you hear what's going on now, it never disappeared because it's a taste of a sonic that we just always had. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't consider myself a mainstream songwriter producer. Like, you know, I understand about it for the business side.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate B-sides, bro. Like I really appreciate like songs that like sit on the album that just emerge later down the line. Like, yo, this shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah, for real.
I appreciate that.
How do you pick producers that you want to work with? Is it purely by sound, or like how do you align a team for yourself, or who you go to when you're writing?
So I like to curate my like production with elements. So like I like sound designers. Like I don't really like if I send producers that I work with loops, it comes from niggas that really like play shit. Like Elkin, I've been fucking with Elkin way before Nokia. Like I always thought he was dope. And his sound was just like the elements of his sound, you could tell that it comes from a different place. It's not just like the typical splice, none of that. This was like something that he curated and made himself. So for me, is I like to take that, and then I'll go to somebody like a Nonstop the Hitman for like a drum, like for drums, or I'll mix Malik 95 with somebody
Malik.
like
Shout out Malik, bro. That's my dog.
you feel me? I'll put
love
like
Malik.
Malik
Shout out
95 with the futuristics to get like the futuristic sounds of like the pop, but to have the grit of Malik 95 sound. So it's like I like to really like break down what every producer is good at. Like
So
some producers aren't some of these producers I hate their drums.
Yeah.
Some of these producers I hate their choice of melodies. But some of these producers I like
Elements of what
the
they have.
elements of what they got. So it's
Yeah.
like, and some of these niggas I like they tag.
You
That's
like,
hard.
yeah, just like, he's like, yo,
Some shit is just like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, we gonna just throw
slap
your
your
tag
shit on.
on there because it just sounds fire on the shit
How often are you
Damn.
involved in the production process like that?
all the time.
Bro, he's thorough. I
the
remember
time.
our session with fucking NLE Chopper, bro. We
yeah.
had a triple room. Bro was in, it was him, it was motherfucking Section 8
Section 8.
and fucking
Project X.
And Project X, bro. And wasn't Saint in that motherfucker too?
Yep.
Yeah, Saint.
Mo,
Bro, it was
Rayvon.
Ray Vaughn, Chop, and we was, bro, D room, C room, spin, rotate. Niggas cooking up, working on the record, making a beat, working on the record, and bros bouncing between both rooms, between production and songwriting. We bouncing back and forth
That's
between,
fire.
bro, it's a part of the whole process, bro.
So
Shout out,
producers
bro,
wanted to
you
work
doing
with you.
Everything.
Just sending beats wouldn't necessarily be it. How would a producer get your attention with their sound?
I feel like if they put me on to an artist that they working with, that they feel like is really like their priority, I feel like coming to me right now and asking me to like get you a placement,
Because it's only beneficial to them.
yeah, it's
Right.
like, but if you say sign me, then maybe we can have a different conversation because
Yeah.
now it's like, okay.
So it's vested interest in it's like
Yeah.
a partnership. Yeah.
For sure.
And then like also too, like I said, if you're like a real sound designer, send me shit that doesn't sound like send me shit that you made on a synthesizer that you found from somebody's garage that you was just messing with the shit and fucking with the I don't know, just fucking with faders and fucking with the shit and just made this crazy ass like send me shit like that so I can put that with like somebody like a London on the track and we can make something that might sound crazy for like a Thug. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like give me something that's gonna hit in a sense where it's like I know nobody heard this before. Cause I be getting so many loops from people.
Yeah,
and
it's just like the same
yo, this
fucking
sounds
shit.
literally like 3 songs that I just heard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Real.
And also come with a brand.
So you do
Like
fuck
be
with
a
the
brand.
No,
Yeah,
that's
like
hard.
if you're a producer,
when you
like
said the tag, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
tags,
the
tags are
tag.
still alive because we've been thinking like our tags dying, you know, are people better off?
It's the
'Cause
curation, though, but I
some
love the
bigger
creative
producers,
process
big
behind
it's
it.
like
Fire.
I'm gonna take my tag off shit sometimes when I send things out because it's
Yeah.
better. Because the first time they hear the tag, not because they have anything against him, but they might be like, damn, the price tag that might come with this beat. So now it might get A&Rs might step in. No, we don't want to pay for that. So like, let's just avoid that beat. So he's been taking his
hard,
tag
though.
off stuff and just sending it without the tag to see like how things convert without the tags.
yeah.
It comes to a point where you become motherfuckers like, bro, the Ant Clemens, you, especially you, where it's like, bro, the records are too massive. We don't give a fuck what the beat costs, nigga. The
Yeah,
record's
yeah,
too
when you get to
good.
a point, then it
The
doesn't-
record's too
doesn't
good,
matter.
bro.
It depends-
I don't give a
yeah,
fuck
it
what the
depends on
payment
the
is.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, though, for sure, for sure.
Have you ever had a song that 100% you wanted it for yourself, but it ended up it had a home that ended up being really big?
Yeah, Rare's Room. That was my shit. That was my shit. But that's my brother. And I felt like at that time, he was missing that crossover from like the younger girls to like because I'm 31. You feel me? I think me and him did Rare's Room probably like 2 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago. So I was 29 or 28. So I felt like there was like a void musically, not him as a person, but musically. I wasn't hearing too many like grown women in like mid 20s
Yeah.
listening to it. Like they knew who he was and they liked him, but they still like the songs.
The music's gonna resonate with them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still were still trying to figure out, like, we want to really love this nigga, but what can we do? So with Rare's Room, it was a more explicit record, but it was more of like the bringing out, like even like the viral moment, because that song was viral. He was like, Keisha, Lakia.
Bro, that
Asia.
record was massive, bro.
You feel me? It like helped, and it was like, I didn't feel bad. I was like, you know what, bro? Like, you my dog. I was able to bring Jumbo in on it. I was able to bring in Chase Davis on it. Those were two worlds I was able to bring together because Jumbo is the initial, like, for that Philly drill, that dance, it's Jumbo Sounds.
Yeah, shout out Jumbo. That's
And
my
for
brother
that-
for
and
real.
for that
That's
drill
the homie.
stuff-
Shout out Jumbo.
You got Chop Squad DJ, you got Young Chop, but you can't forget about Chase Davis. So be able to put Philly drill or whatever they want to call it and the Chicago drill, however they want to call it, because everybody calls it different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can say dance music, party music, but to merge both of them worlds together for Rare was like something that was dope. And I was like, nah. I actually like was happy that he had the song. And then he actually went hard for it. You feel me? Like I appreciated that he promoted it every day.
Right.
He shot the video. You feel me? Like he put up his own money to get the video to get the video done. Like I'm like, you don't really see artists do that. Usually
Right.
they'll put a song out, promote it one time, and then it's like, okay, you guys, I'm dropping a song next week. It's like, wait, so I just gave you something that that's precious.
Yeah,
to
really
you,
precious.
and you're about to put out another song that fast because you don't feel like it worked
Yeah.
right away.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that before. No, he's motivated though.
Nah, he's motivated.
So-
And he's out his deal now. He finally out.
Yeah, that's why I was happy
Free
to see
agent.
y'all
He's in
working, bro,
constant
because I know
motion.
that you care, and it's like y'all like it's a vibe there where it's like y'all both want to see each other win. So it's like
100%.
that's the best thing. Like when I was working with Pop, that's what it was. I wanted to see him win. He wanted to see me win. When me and Megan was locked in, I wanted to see her win. She wanted to see me win. Nikki, I want to see her win. She wanted to see me win. Moneybagg Yo, to this day, I want to see him win. He wants to see me win. And that's the best thing because at that point it becomes a relationship on like a real bond and not just some transactional, oh, this nigga's dope.
Moving on.
I'm only gonna
Exactly.
call you when I need a single. Like,
Real
nah,
rap.
nigga, I want to lock in with you even on songs that you feel like your label don't even believe in.
Yeah, facts.
Like I want to work on track 11 with you. Like whatever I need to do to bring this to life with you, bro. Like I don't have to do your biggest song on the project, bro. Like I don't care. Like I'm
Right.
good, bro.
Who's the most
On, that's beautiful.
the most consistent artist and the most consistent producer you've worked with that they've stuck with you or you've stuck with them?
Juicy J for production.
Shout out Juicy J. Fire.
And as a person, as an artist, like anytime I like have a record that I want him to put a verse on for my own shit,
Immediate.
Yeah.
immediate sends it back next day, if not the same day.
Damn.
If I'm working with an artist and I call him and I say, yo, I'm in the studio with Glorilla right now. You sent me the remake that you did to Slob on My Knob. How would it feel if we did that on Glorilla? Then we got Liquor Song.
Yep. Yeah, liquor stuff. Yeah.
I'm in the studio with the City Girls right now, bro. Like, we working on this song called Fancy Ass Bitch. You think we could throw the International Players Anthem on that with the City Girls?
That's hard.
Of course, and he's clearing it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he believes, like, Hot Girl Summer. When I did Hot Girl Summer, Bone Collector did the original, like, beat of it. And then I was like, yo, this shit still don't got the grit. It still don't got the, I don't feel like this shit trench enough. I don't feel like this shit hits. Like, for me in the club, this shit is like, okay, cool, motherfuckers is like vibing. But, like, I want that shit to hit. I called Juicy. I was like, yo, can you add some drums and can you add some scratches on this? Same day, got it to me. You feel me? And then boom, there was Hot Girl Summer. You You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
We was able to flip. We able to, like, even with that song, bro, we put, when you really think about it, like the genius behind putting things together, like outside of it just being a monumental record,
Yeah.
it introduced Nicki and Megan. Ty came in on the hook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Juicy J's tag, shut the fuck up in the beginning.
Yeah, for real.
We sampled the City Girls with Act Up. So in the beginning, real ass bitch, give a fuck about it. So when you look at the credits, if you want to read the credits, read all
Go
the names.
through the actual credits.
Read all the names that's on it, and I'll
Let's
tell
go
you
through
everybody
the real
who's on
credits.
it. But that's how that's how you bring things together. So when you talk about it later down the line, you appreciate what you did for the culture.
How many people are on there?
Bro.
Read all the names.
Derek Milano. Isaac Earl Bynum.
That's Earl on the beat
JT.
from the City
Jordan
Girls.
Houston. Conan Georges Oliver. Megan Pete. Mike Crazy Mike Foster. Miles Parks McCullum.
That's Lil Yachty.
Annika Mirage.
Anika, make sure you get her
Annika,
name right.
excuse me, Annika.
Nicki Minaj,
And fucking Tyrone Griffin Jr.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Damn, bro.
So on that song, you got the City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj.
It's the whole
You got Taylor
fucking-
Gang with Juicy J
Yeah, I'm about to
and
say.
Ty Dolla $ign. You got me and Lil
Raphael
Yachty.
Batista, engineer. Irving, yeah. Shout out to the engineers on it as well.
Yep, Big Juice.
Damn, I'm about to say that amount of everybody got their flowers on this motherfucker.
But that's what it was supposed to be. It was an
It's like
anthem.
it was an
Empowerment.
anthem is cultivated.
It was empowerment
Team win.
for women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, I don't know, bro. I'm like blessed to be here, bro. And I think people are now starting to like really see like what I be doing, because I don't really talk like that. But I'm starting to realize. I made a post the other day, but I had 1,000 DMs, bro.
What?
I got 1,000 DMs. You feel me? Like I've only made 3 posts in my career where the interaction was like everybody tapped in. Only 3. And it showed me how much people value when I speak out on things and topics and problems and issues.
Right.
Because I smile so much and I'm such a positive light in the rooms, and I don't never let nobody know what I'm going through, that when I do speak out on my emotions, people kind of like, wait, we know him. I was just with him.
Right.
And he was happy and he was smiling and he made sure everybody felt good and he took care of everybody and he made sure everybody got home safe. And he feels depressed,
Right.
or he's going through this and this is going on. And I'm starting to realize, like, nah, I need to do it more. I think I just been scared because I don't want people in my business. But I think that's what separates superstars from stars, though. I think when you're not necessarily unapologetic, but I think when you're vulnerable and open to negative and positive, you become a superstar. The star is when you play it safe.
It's a bar.
A superstar is when you don't play it safe. So being a songwriter is kind of like a mask of like, oh yeah, I could just do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really going to get too much critique. Even if people don't like the song, they're not going to look at me.
Yeah.
They're going to look at the artist. You know what I'm saying? That's not me saying it like that, but that's how a lot of songwriters go in
dynamic.
on certain things. Like
Right.
they might not give a fuck about what they did for an artist, and then the artist might catch mad backlash on that record that they put out, and they might have not even did it. They just trusted you. But you're not going to catch the heat because you
Right.
play behind the scenes. Now, you coming out and being the one that's actually doing it,
Right.
you know, that's when you see, you know what I mean? Like,
So
that shit
I was
real,
actually
bro.
let me do this one. I love that you brought that up because that was a perfect segue, bro, of you know, the story of speaking out on what you did speak on. For the audience that doesn't understand, expressing the exhaustion and you giving so much to other people and it comes at a price of at certain times that same energy not being bled into yourself because you've given to so many others before yourself. I kind of wanted to understand at that specific point of making that statement or that announcement, what do you feel like led it? Was it that day? Was it obviously in the culmination of things that you've gone through over a course of time, but what was it at that certain time that made you want to express it the way you expressed it?
I was having a conversation with Reefa. I'm not sure if you know who Reefa Music is. Crazy producer, but he's also part of Lola Brooks' team. Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of big records, like crazy. But that's like my brother. That's one of my friends, like for real.
Yeah.
And me and him got on the phone, and we was talking, and I was just telling him, I was like, damn, bro, like, because he was like, everything good with you? And I said, I mean, I'm telling everybody that. Like, I'm telling everybody I'm good. I said, but to be honest, bro, my feelings is hurt. Mm. He was like, why? I said, bro, because it's like, at what point do people appreciate me as much as I appreciate them? Mm. And then I was just like, bro, like, even being an independent artist, bro, I've sat down with like 6 or 7 distro companies, you feel me? Poured out my heart and soul, sent them my music. You know what it means if I send you my fucking music? And I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna have to clip this. This is for any creative. If you send somebody your music, your personal shit, and you're waiting for a response after they asked you for it or something like that, and trust me, I don't always get back to it. You feel me? I'll listen to it or I'll tell people like, yo, give me some time. But it's like if you're telling me that you believe in me and you want me to send you shit and I send you shit and you just kind of just take it for granted, nigga, I got Grammys, bro. You sending this shit to anybody. I don't even trust niggas to have my music like that because people steal, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So the fact that I'm even trusting you to even hear what I'm going through mentally and let you even hear where I'm at sonically speaks volumes. But long story short, I probably sat down with like 6 or 7 distro companies outside of like labels.
Yeah.
And they all said the same thing. Oh, well, you know, what's your story? What's your numbers? And I'm like, I done generated some of y'all artists millions. I done got some of you A&Rs job promotions.
Real rap.
I done did so much for people and never asked you for nothing. And I'm coming to you about my shit and I'm telling you how much I believe in my shit. And you see how hard I'm working. You see I'm not asking you for nothing. You see I'm not begging for nothing. I'm not clout chasing. I don't have bad relationships with the artists that I work with. And you just taking it for granted? I said, bro, fuck these niggas, bro.
Facts.
Fuck them, bro.
Facts.
I said, because it's like at what point are you going to be a real person? And that's when my manager was like, you can't look at it that way. And that's when I said, you know what? You're right. So when I was talking to Reefa, instead of me approaching it like that,
yeah.
Oh, I sat with all these distro companies and you guys did this. No. I'm going to make sure that I speak with value with what I say because I know everybody's going to read this. And I'm going to say this. I'm not good. I'm actually hurt. I'm actually going through things right now because I've poured into so many people, and then when it was time for me, it wasn't reciprocated. Now, I'm not going to say fuck y'all, but I am going to let you know, like I said before, that I'm paying attention now.
100%.
So now when you call me for things, if it's not gonna benefit both of us, do not call me. I don't care if you got a new artist that you're trying to break. I came to you about my shit. If I have an artist I'm trying to break, it gotta make sense. Because now I'm paying attention. I'm understanding that this is a business. And I think the biggest thing for me was that I was going into this shit emotional about building friends in an industry that's built off of business.
I speak the same thing you're saying to producers all the time about getting.
I wish you had a bomb.
That's getting clipped. That's getting clipped because that's one of the most important things for any creative is you get that feel. Especially people come to you with a whole different type of energy till you reciprocate it back. They're like, oh yeah, I love, like shake your hand, hug you, all for show, and then even just sending out a song for them to listen to. If I can't hear something like right away, I got to hear it in the car. At least it's usually my thing is like I like to listen to something in the car. But what you just said is so important because producers get the same thing all the time. Like they send out their packs and don't get feedback from people. Yeah, send. Oh, your work is so great. You're this to that. And then it's like, here's this. And you can't get even a single thing of feedback. But I think there's so much power on the side of, like, creatives are always looking for so much validation from A&Rs, label executives, because they're the one in the control of putting things out.
Right.
They forget that those checks that those executives made are off the backs of creatives. At the end of the day, there's no money unless someone has the talent to create this.
And I want to push that button even further.
That, you know?
That's a fact.
I want to push that button even further because that statement, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like that, I almost quivered my voice real quick. The way that brought an emotion invoked because people don't understand. We do at this table, but consensus narrative people don't understand. Us as creators, my nigga, especially if we're just diversifying this down to the writing side of shit. In the era and times that we live in, most people are not hopping on beats without top lines no more, without the idea of a song, period. And to be valued the least out of everybody, but we the ones that are creating the records that allow you to have a tag that you go tell your homegirls and your homeboys and your family, listen to my tag on the beat. But we're the real reason why that beat placed.
God, I'm telling you, bro.
And we're the least appreciated. There's a bitterness behind that, bro. There is, for real, for real. We don't get to talk about what we do. We don't get the flowers that we deserve. We don't even get paid the way we deserve to be paid, bro, for what we do. So hearing that and really hearing you, I feel you, my nigga.
Yeah,
I feel you,
bro.
thoroughly. I feel
telling you, bro.
nigga.
Because I was raised.
Feel you.
Because I was raised.
Ooh, I felt that
by my parents to be a genuine person and be real.
That was cold.
Every experience, every interaction in this music business has always been love first. Every time I meet somebody, it's, yo, what's up? How you doing? It's a smile, like you just getting all of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my hands out. I'm helping. If I'm doing something and you're around me and I'm involved, come on, you good. Like it's always been that way because that's how I was raised.
Right.
And that was detrimental to my mental because I was expecting friendship and people who only look at things as business. And that was my thing where it was just like, okay, I think this is going to separate me from being like a 100,000-aire to a multimillionaire or a millionaire to a 2 millionaire or eventually a multimillionaire to a billionaire, is to understand the separation. I think the biggest problem in this industry now is, like I said before, we get too invested in the personal and understanding the longevity of your character and just understanding how to move in a way where it's respected is going to go way further. So I don't feel bad now approaching things with business. Like I said, like me and my team was just talking like recently. I'm like, yo, I think it's about to start being time that we sign producers. Now, I could be making this up. Not making this up. What's the right word? I could be, because I don't like to say wrong things.
Right.
I could be exaggerating.
Okay.
But I personally feel like if I made a post on Instagram right now and I say, yo, I'm looking for songwriters and producers to sign, I know my DMs and my comments would be flooded
For real.
with hundreds.
I agree.
Hundreds of people.
I agree.
Because not only have they seen my journey at the level of where it's at, but I move like I don't even have it. I move like I don't have 6 Grammys.
Bro, I assumed you already had producers that you had signed to or deals with.
I haven't signed nobody.
Because this
nigga has helped niggas off the strength. I've watched the nigga do
I
it.
haven't signed nobody.
Bro, I've watched this nigga, bro, give niggas placements off the strength of the relationship. I've watched this nigga do this.
This is a question I was leading to, and
I
I'm
ain't
glad
gonna lie.
that you just said this now because it gives me a place to say it.
Man.
what's a producer? Who have you like a new producer that you feel like you not taking their credibility away as their talent, but that you're like, I definitely put these people on. I got them these placements. Like I helped them in their. And this is not like you, yeah, like they owe me the world or anything like that. But like you're like, oh, I heard this sound, and it's not like I was giving them the opportunity per se. It was like, yo, this just makes sense for this. Like
I'm not saying it no more.
I know.
I'm not saying it no more because
nothing to
people
talk
take
about.
that and use it. Like, we don't know. This video might go viral. This shit might be something down the line.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it no more because I don't know if these people characters is 100%.
oh, like they're gonna take it the wrong way.
No, I don't know if they're going to take it and already use what I already done and use it even more.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just
100%.
think about
Oh, like
it.
go after these people to get.
No,
them.
it's like if we're, because I know you saying you're going to be interviewing somebody that's big coming up. That's like him sitting down and saying, this guy who's not signed to him is next, and that guy don't even fuck with him for real.
I'm not giving you.
That's a crazy cosign to
Sure,
have. Like, I'm
sure,
not like I
sure.
said,
I feel you.
because I be forgetting who I am. I'm realizing now. Like, bro, I got some powerful people that follow me on Instagram, bro.
Right.
Powerful people. So even me reposting somebody on my story, I'm not looking at it like
Right.
You just
I'm not. Yeah, but then when I look at
you just added their
The
social value.
insights, nigga.
and I'm seeing
Dash.
the names and I'm seeing all the blue checks, I'm like, yo, this shit could have, because I've seen it. I've seen artists DM producers I've worked with. I've seen artists, executives DM photographers that I've worked with.
Just based off proximity alone.
Instead of just reaching out and saying, yo, man, I seen you posted so-and-so, just kind of just doing it. So, like, I don't even want to shed light on that no more because,
Earn your stripes, nigga.
yeah, it's like, I just can't. Like, I gotta,
I respect
like I said,
that.
I'm at the point now, bro, where it's like,
No free.
I gotta sign. And I think the way to do it is on a Mike Karen level. Like, I always wanted to know, was Mike Karen's first acts of signing him actually signing a producer underneath him, or was it when he partnered up with Atlantic and did APG, and then he used the company and his leverage as who he is as a great A&R, and then signed hundreds of producers and songwriters? Like, was that his breaking, or was it Mike had two producers underneath him that he's been developing this whole time? Because Mike Herron's roster of who he signed is phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal. There's not that many people that can say, oh, he signed to me, he signed to me. We're signed to him.
Right.
Even though it's a company, he's the CEO, we're signed to him. So for me, that's how I want to do it. Like, when it's time for me to sign, I want to make sure it's a company that I can hire staff. So I don't have to be necessarily hands-on, but I have people that's around that care just as much as I do to make sure everybody feels like they're being appreciated and everybody feels like they're being heard. Because, nigga, I can only imagine signing 15 dope niggas and then they all calling me in one day.
That's why, yeah.
I'm outside, bro. I'm having fun right now.
Real
And you
rap.
calling me about something. I don't want to hear you vent right now, bro. Like, you know what I'm
real.
saying? But
that
think
is
about
that is
that.
part of
That's
it. 'Cause
true.
That's what I deal with like all the time. That's,
Yeah,
that's
how
what
many
it's-
producers you have underneath you?
I mean, collectively across admin and publishing, maybe 15 or 20. But some of them have finished their deals, so we're dealing with like back stuff. We're still, handling other things for
Yeah.
them, so it's not like the future stuff.
Yeah, so
but
just imagine doing that as a creative.
there is a lot of personal
That's a
stuff. You have
lot.
to, and you're the face of it, so
You're the
you
fa-
will have
yeah,
to deal
so
with
they
it.
all
That's what
yeah,
Big Hit gets all the
direct.
time.
Fuck
Calling,
that.
calling, FaceTime.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like,
Then you get the ones who go and take everything to Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been signed to this person, and now you look like a terrible person.
and
And
that
then all
comes
in
with it.
all,
That's going to come with it. There's,
and I get that part, but you got to be prepared for that.
Right.
So when people ask me, do I have producers signed to me and songwriters signed to me? Not yet. I want to make sure, like I said, and if anybody's listening, yes. Investors, yes. I want to start eventually my own publishing company. I want to partner up and I want to sign producers and songwriters. That's it.
So would you look for going to like a publishing company with your catalog and your experience and your eye and ear for a brand and for sonic sound and just look for a JV, or would you go try to find an investor and say, I already know where to go with these people, I just need the money and
Good question.
I want to
staff
do
put together?
both. I feel like I'm blessed to have resources with both worlds. I feel like I'm blessed to have resources to understand how to move with a JV. And I also think I have relationships and powers of such that if I meet the investor, I know where to put the money at and who to connect with to get things going. You know what I'm saying?
Who would you, what label do you feel like you would resonate best with you if you were to
Partner.
partner with them?
If I were to partner with a label, on a publisher side or artist side?
Publishing side for producers.
On a producer side, I don't know if I met them yet. I don't know if I met them yet. Because I look at a lot. It's not just about like your reach on who signed to you. It's like how is the marketing for the creatives on your label? Like,
So you look
are
at it
you
as
putting
marketing
them
to actually make the producers look good, not
Yeah.
necessarily about what rooms you're
Yeah.
going to put them in, but how are you
Yeah.
going
like
to lift up these?
like how does that look? How does it look when you might not necessarily get cuts? Are you counting that person out? Are you still going to call them? Are you still going to help? Like, I look at everything, because the thing about the big publishing companies, I think they're dope. But I also do believe that it's so many people that it's like, if you're not making noise or moving that needle, it's kind of like, yo, I fuck with you, bro, but like I gotta focus on this. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
This-
But there's definitely some amazing publishing companies out here. Like I think APG is a good publishing company. I think he understands artist development and he understands development of producers and songwriters like Mike. I really do. And it's funny because me and Mike talk all the time. And I think we're just similar. I think that's why me and him will go through just our phases of just like, he feels like he's right on certain things and I'll feel like I'm right on certain things, and I'll be wrong on certain things and he might be wrong on certain things. But I think it comes from knowing his background. Like I said, when I did Love and Hip Hop, Trick Daddy told me out of his mouth. He was like, Mike Caren was in the trenches in Dade County in the studio with me. And we over here shooting dice, messing around, just having fun. And he's coming up to us with beats like, hey, this would be a fire beat. And we like, man, we don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear that shit. And he said, one day, he actually listened to him. Shut up. Uh-huh. Okay. What's up? Shut
Damn.
up. Take it to the house. He said, that changed his life. So when I hear shit like that, and I know where Mike is and where he sits, you can't hate.
Right, for real. He did the work.
Like,
nigga.
bro, you were in the trenches
You
in
was in
Dade
the
County,
trenches
bro,
and work.
with Haitians. Everybody's not doing that.
Real rap.
Everybody's not doing that. Everybody doesn't have that comfortability to say, I'm going to go to your hood, and I don't give a fuck if y'all like me or not. I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to give off love, and I'm here to give off records that's going to change your life and change the life of the people that's around you.
Especially Miami, it's hard to break through. Bro,
Like,
I work with Miami artists
Wiz told
forever,
me-
and it's so hard
I
to
know you
convince-
ain't. Nah, I know you facts because Wiz Khalifa told me, bro, for real. Shout out Wiz, but hopefully you don't get mad at me for saying this, but this is the truth, nigga. Wiz told me straight up, nigga. I wore an APG hat to one of his concerts. Remember when I signed, I had the APG
Yeah.
hats. Nigga pulled me to the side of the stage, bro. Wiz was like, you signed APG? I'm like, yeah, I just signed. He like, you and Mike Caren? I was like, yeah. He's like, let me tell you some shit, bro. He said, that is the biggest asshole you will ever meet in the industry, but nobody will make you more money than that motherfucker. That nigga has made me the most money I've ever seen in my life in music, nigga. He is the best motherfucking curator of music. He gonna take you to a level you never seen before.
Yeah.
So shout out to
even
him,
mentally
bro.
though, like
Real
even
rap.
mentally, because
He tell me that shit
he's
direct.
not a yes man.
At all.
So there'll be times where I'll send Mike a song and he'll be like, it's cool. And I'll be like, yo, did he just say this is cool? I just played this shit for Nicki Minaj and she said this shit was fire.
For real.
I just sent this shit to Omar Grant for Rihanna and they just went crazy.
Most non-biased motherfucker ever.
But I understand because you're supposed to be like that. Because if you say everything's good, then you're gonna feel like everything's good. So you're supposed to challenge your creatives and do it. But long story short, he's somebody who I always wanted to know how he did it to have hundreds of producers and songwriters underneath him. Because I think that that's where I'm gonna be at. I don't feel like it just stops at 1 or 2. I think it's gonna be 100, 200, 300 because I literally love music and I know how to curate spaces and I know new artists, emerging artists. I know how to discover artists that are bubbling. And because the way I've positioned myself as a brand, as Derek Milano, I put myself in all generations. When you look at my catalog, it'll go from Babyface to Beyonce to Fabio Foreign to Stunner Girl to Lay Banks to Nicki Minaj. It'll just go to Nas, to Pop Smoke. And I think that for me means the most because now it's like all those artists have artists that's underneath them that's trying to figure out how they got to that level. So, you know, even like working with, you know, like Ice Spice early, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know everybody was trying to figure out how to work with her. And, you know, she was a huge like advocate for like Pop Smoke. She was a huge advocate for that New York drill sound and Riot as well. As somebody who comes from that era. So him to come up to me and be like, yo, I heard about you, bro. Like, you feel me? Niggas was telling me that you was working with Pop Smoke. It's like, yeah, bro. Like, you feel me? But it just makes it more of a relationship and a team building thing when you know that that's the history because you don't know where it could go. So, yeah, I just want to know that. Like, you feel me? Mike, if you're watching this interview, maybe you could text me or call me and
Drop
tell
it
me.
in the comment section.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you sign a producer first or two? Or did you just go straight in and just went crazy and just signed all these people with your partnership? Because it's phenomenal because it's so many amazing creatives out there. And then we're in an era right now where it's like even better.
Right.
And it's globally. It doesn't even just have to be in America.
100%. And shout out Mike, bro, for real. Shout out Mike.
For real, man.
Shout out
Like-
Mike. He took a chance on me early.
Fact, same.
Took a chance on us both. We signed the same. You feel me? Shout out to APG. Shout out to Mike
APG's
Karen for taking a chance on us. You feel
APG
me?
is one of the best labels
Shout out to
for
Mike Love, brother.
producers because they also cultivate artists, so they provide opportunity for the producers.
Yeah.
But this is why I think signing to you would be great as a producer.
You would be the best nigga to sign to ever.
There's
Yeah, I
a
feel
there's a
that.
there's a
like
few
that?
I do.
reasons-
Damn.
There's a
That means
few
a lot. Thank
important
you, bro.
reasons why it would be great for a producer's opportunity
Yeah,
to sign
you say over. I'm gonna say why after you. Go ahead.
I always tell a producer, sign to a mid label. When I mean mid, not like you're mid. I mean like a mid level or smaller label. Boutique that has major label relationships because they
Correct.
have the relationships for when you need them.
But they have time.
And you don't get lost in a giant fish net that's been casted in the ocean and you just
Correct.
end up like lost, you know, in the depths of the sea. So that's number one. Number two, producers that sign to producers often, especially big producers, especially in rap, there's going to be some ego and you're going to be competing with who you're signed to sometimes. Whereas in your case, you're literally specifically looking through your pool of talent for sometimes for your own writers or other writers that you work with. So there's no competition. Everything, one hand.
Yeah, I want to see everybody
Yeah,
win. I
watches
don't
the
I don't
other.
compete. Like, if you get on something, bro, we win.
Right.
And I want to jump to what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I want to ask one thing
go
that
ahead.
I think is so important for the producer community, knowing that you're reaching that precipice where you might sign producers, and it won't start with hundreds because, like we just talked about,
Right.
you have to build the relationship with the producers, help build them up, learn how to delegate out to them. If you were to sign 3 producers now, like not waiting, like right now, what would you look for in those 3?
Individuality. When I say that, that's authenticity. Like somebody who doesn't chase trends, but understands their sound. Like they have their own specific sound, so that when I put them with like a bigger producer, it merges the world, so it becomes a brand new sound, but it sounds elevated. Because the problem is that sometimes it might be too underground that the mainstream won't get it yet. But if you put it with like a Mike Will Made It, then now this record is something different because he understands how to put it together. Tommy Brown understands, oh, I could take this and put it with this. So that, I think, too, is, let me think, because you said 3. So I
So
really
you're,
want to.
you're assembling a team.
Yeah.
And you're looking for, you
Yep,
know.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's
that's what I'm
fire.
really thinking.
That's
because
fire, that's fire.
You can't just say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to really be intentional on what you're looking for.
100%.
A risk taker, like somebody who's willing to sacrifice. Like, bro, like, man, I didn't sacrifice a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can't be lazy. You gotta want to love this shit. Like, you gotta want to live, breathe, shit, everything. Like, this gotta be like damn near your first love. Like, you damn near have to understand, like, all right, I gotta dedicate at least 2 to 3 years into this. I gotta pour into this for at least 2 to 3 years to appreciate this shit later down the line. So I would say work ethic and risk taking and sacrificing is 2. So it's authenticity, work ethic, and then third, personality when it comes to work in a room. How are you in the room? Like, how are people gonna like you? Like, are you likable? Or are people gonna be like, "Oh, we don't want to work with him, but he's so dope, but we don't like him"? Like, nah, because I value my relationships and I value who I am in a room. So if you're gonna be underneath me, we gotta represent each other. You can't go in a room and people don't like you, because then guess what? They're gonna look at me like you. And even if you might not feel that way, that's what's gonna happen.
100%.
Oh, he signed to Derek, so if he acts like that with us, I can only imagine how it groups you.
Right.
So it's crazy, because when you think about that, that's not hard things to do, bro.
At all.
It's very simple, because I'm going to make sure I do the rest by aligning and curating how to put it together and make it make sense, because my ear is my ear. And me being an artist, songwriter, I go off of how I feel on the music. So I'm not saying every beat that you have to be dope. But you got to have something in there that's going to be like, nah, I need this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Authenticity and individuality when it comes to your sonics, your work ethic and risk taking when it comes to sacrificing, being in the music industry and understanding that it doesn't happen overnight, and your likability to people and your personality to people when they meet you and their first experience ever meeting you. Is it going to be something that they're going to value, or something that they're going to, like, are you going to get the call back? Or are they going to say, oh, he's cool? That 3. So if you have that 3 and your shit is already dope, then you're pretty much already in the door.
Okay.
Right. I was gonna say, piggybacking off the statement, why I feel like you would be the perfect nigga to sign to is because, and not to be taken lightly, but of flowers of respect, is because I feel like you inauguratedly do those things already. I feel like any person that would be underneath your wing would naturally gain it. They would naturally see how you move. They're paying attention. Naturally absorb it. I feel like you do it in such real time, live time, that if you're focusing more than fucking trying to do whatever you be on, you would naturally catch it through you. So I think you live it in real time. Plus you bring niggas outside.
But then, like I said, that's the gift and the curse.
Sure.
Because I always have to remember, I can't expect people to move like me. It all goes back down to that part. The expectations of people. That's why, as easy as it sounds,
Yeah.
it's not. Because let's just say the work ethic part. Let's just say you're moving around for 2 years and you never get a placement. Now you're looking at me. Oh, bro, I'm not eating. I'm not getting paid. You see my shit moving. Now it becomes competition. Now
Right.
it becomes, bro, you're not putting me on. Now it becomes like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you literally have to understand that you are your own man. I am not here to be your dad, bro. I'm not. I don't even have kids yet.
Real rap.
So I'll be damned if you're gonna be my first son or my first
Your
daughter.
signees do low key kind of can become your kids.
Yeah, like, nah, bro. Like,
you
you
gotta
have
be
to
self-operative, bro.
Yeah, you have to be your own man. You have
Yeah,
to go
you
through
gotta handle
shit and
shit.
understand that you're going through shit, and have people that's around you that care. That's gonna understand that if you're going through shit, that you know how to do it. I'm gonna always be your friend, But you can't count on me for everything because my mom and dad always said this to me. There's gonna be a time when they're not here. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to go off everything that they ever said, personal experience, personal conversations, watching how they move, watching the business, watching how they kept the family afloat to understand how to move. So God forbid something happens to me, I cannot be your scapegoat.
Facts.
I'm not here to be your scapegoat. I want you to stand on your two as a man and go out there and do it because that's what I did, bro.
Right.
I fought.
I've only heard a couple of people say this real in the business, and one that really surprised me was at a Sony music conference because I'm signed to Sony, and Big John said this, which I was surprised because it was almost, if you don't really listen to what he's saying, it almost sounds like an anti-sell for signing to a publishing company. But he said the same thing. It's like a lot of like you have to push yourself to make this bigger system work for you, for the publishing company, for the label to work for you.
100%.
It's not like you're just signed and then, yeah, there's many things that they'll do for you, money, pushing in rooms, but sometimes it's like getting the gears going yourself and then things begin to align themselves.
Right.
And he spoke on like Ink being one of the big writers that ended up falling into place for. So you're one of the second people I've heard to be honest about that. Because mostly it's like, sign us, we're going to do everything for you, everything's covered.
No, man. I'm not, bro. I'm not, bro. Like, what are you doing when I'm not around? Because my schedule is busy, bro. My schedule is busy as hell. And the rooms that I'm in, they don't know you.
Right.
It already took me some time to get in. So even if I'm able to pull you in there, I might not be able to keep you in there because they're looking at, Derek, I really only, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got some shit that I want you to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? I could pitch you all day. I could be like, yo, he's dope. He's super fire. But a lot of times people be like, I trust you. We'll get to that, but I wanna lock in on your shit. But yeah, I'm not here to be nobody's scapegoat.
For real. 100%.
Especially because I never asked for a dime for none of these people. That part. Because I could have easily been, oh, if I get you this, I need this, and you need to sign to me. I never did it, bro, because I wasn't raised like that, bro. But now,
Oh yeah, niggas, that
business. You want me to pull you in on some shit? Paperwork, bro.
They said red button.
Yeah, paperwork. Paperwork, and everything don't got to be monetary either.
Right.
Everything doesn't have to be monetary. Like, people think just because you sign to somebody, you're supposed to just get paid. Bro, what? If people realize how money worked in the music industry, I feel like they wouldn't want to get paid anyway. You got to pay it back.
Real rap.
So why not run it up and then the money that comes to you comes directly to you? Why do you want to take this big advance that you might not pay back ever?
Well, some people, if
Facts.
they're smart,
Like, what we talking about? Like,
Booby trap,
well,
nigga.
they're waging on the fact that that one hit they got that got them the big bag might be the biggest bag they ever see. They might not come back to back.
man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
That's the fucking catch-22 of it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. And this is on some real shit, bro. I done been up and I done been broke. I done been broke with hits. I done been broke with Grammys.
Man.
Literally broke with Grammys. Up with Grammys. Broke with Grammys. I done seen it all. This money and this stuff comes and goes. That's why, like, now you have to really have intent on what you're doing. Like, what is your goal?
100%.
Like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what is the business of it? Because if we keep going in on some quick bag, friends, you're gonna go broke.
But I think the problem is a lot of people in this, they see only the smoke and mirrors, and it's not till
Right.
they've had some traction in this that they figure out what's really going on. Because all of music, I mean, entertainment is all a big facade and charade. It has to be that way to get people interested in it. I mean, from the consumer to the people working in it.
Right.
Otherwise, it would fall apart. So it takes time to like make those mistakes and realize, oh wait, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, then you have to figure out. I have to have intent, like you just said, and figure out what my direction is going to be if I'm going to stay in this.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you said you got 15 to 20 producers. Did you sign them monetarily, or like did you give them in advance?
Some we literally, we're a small company.
Yeah.
So some we came together, or we have partners in certain situations. Like, okay, sometimes me and another label partner together to sign people. Sometimes I've had interns that started literally like cleaning and sweeping, and then we recognized that most of the people that were our interns were music producers, and we signed them off of them. I mean, it's the best opportunity that they were going to get, and they ended up getting placements with us. So it's, and then
Good.
some,
See,
sometimes
that's what I wanted you to say.
Yeah.
I wanted to hold you accountable for saying that part, because that's the part that people forget about.
The opportunity.
If I sign you and I'm
Yeah.
getting you placements,
Oh yeah, the 100. But I mean, of course.
I wanted you to say that because you got 15 to
Yeah, but
20. That's a big deal.
there's nothing to hide there. It should be so obvious. Opportunity. I always say this. A handshake could be the most valuable thing someone ever gave you in your career, and walk away. And that one person introducing you, putting you in a room, or putting you in a door, or saying, this guy, yeah, that guy, okay. And then you're locked in now.
That shit changes
and
your
that
whole
could change your whole
fucking
life.
One
Yeah.
handshake.
Yep. I mean, Murder Beast was the one who brought me to Nicki. Murder Beast brought me to Nicki Minaj.
Wow. Shout
That
out
changed my
Murder.
life. You feel me?
Shout out Murder.
Feel me? Brooklyn Johnny and Sammy Scott, Daryl Jones brought me to Cardi.
God damn.
Feel me? Juicy J brought me to Megan. Stephen Victor brought me to Pop Smoke. Wayno brought me to Ice Spice.
Wow.
I mean,
bro.
I've even had people that
And like,
It's like the motherfucker, but also flowers though, because people don't understand the work that I had to do for them to feel confident enough to bring me to that person.
You
I had to
feel me?
develop myself to a degree to be able to be privy to that opportunity.
Exactly.
it's for sure.
I had to be
hand washes
ready
the other thing.
for that
Yeah.
opportunity. So
Christian
you did
Combs,
the work.
Christian Combs brought me to Kanye West.
Wow, that's fucking very wow.
And that's
like
been
the
my
last
dog.
person I would ever guess. It's
Christian
fucking crazy.
Combs brought me to Kanye West. Bro.
Wow,
So you're right.
damn,
Yeah, I do. I know
that's shocking to me.
me loving
Shout out
talent,
to
loving
bro.
creative, and I think there's far fewer.
Damn,
There's very
That's
little
shocking.
true talent, but fortunately or unfortunately, there's people who make every day of their jobs either intentionally or built a system around. I don't want to call it gatekeeping, but there is a gate and there is a door
For
to
sure.
things, and those people do have value. In your case, you'd be a creative, and not like you're intentionally blocking them from the door, but people would be crazy not to sign to you just for opportunity because there's so much value in true opportunity. Not where,
Right.
there's a lot of people that falsely sell. We see it so much, like with Instagram. You see like not even music, just
Right.
like false selling. Become the next this and the business that. Like, but if you could sign to someone who could truly open a door for you,
Bro.
I always say this. A lot of people get all caught up over their publishing their master. I have 100% of master. I have 100% of my publishing.
Bro,
And
100%
the
of nothing is
100%
fucking
of
nothing.
nothing is nothing.
It's fucking nothing.
If you give someone 50%,
outta here.
80%, 90%, but if someone makes you never made any money, and then they took, no one would ever take 90% from you. But
Right.
just for the sake of argument, someone takes 90% and they go ahead and make $1 million, you just got $100,000. You would never have seen that $100,000 on your own. No one should ever sign anyone for 90%. But the point is that people get caught up in this concept of not giving anything away and realizing like giving someone a share means they're going to give you something that's going to bring value to your 50% or
Bro,
whatever percent you have.
Reality, I had to realize, bro. I ain't gonna lie, and this just ties back to just the whole narrative as a whole and everything you're saying right now. Reality-wise, bro, if niggas really just creatives as a whole really line themselves up at the starting line of niggas like me, Derek, so on and so forth. But right now we talk me, Derek, you, bro, behind the camera, shout out Jay. J. Cole, like, you motherfuckers are just not willing to do the shit that niggas had to go through to get to where we are. You're just not. And if we put everybody at a starting line and said go, a lot of motherfuckers would still be at that starting line. There's just not a lot of, there's just not that many people that are willing to go through the shit that we've had to go through just to even be here, bro. So for me to give you that cosign of an alley-oop to attach you to me, you know how much shit I'm allowing you to skip, bro?
Yeah, you're skipping. You're
You know how
skipping
much
the line.
shit I'm allowing you to skip?
Bro, super skipping the
Nigga.
line. That's why I said, bro, like
The fuck?
this new era that I'm on, like I said, it's my shit, my music, my stuff.
For real.
And the people in the sandbox that I choose to create. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm over it, bro. Like I've done my part. I've done more than enough. Feel me? So now it's like, if I got to bring in the next generation of Derek's, then I'm gonna do that. And if people catch on too late, then so be it. But that's just what it's gonna be, bro. And it's like my name is stamped. That's why I said I could be exaggerating, But I mean, y'all tell me if I'm lying. If I make a post, how many people do you think would be like sign me or want to be interested?
Bro,
Yeah, your DMs
I
would
think
be
your
flooded.
shit would be flooded. I ain't gonna even flood. I ain't gonna
Like,
even
bro,
lie
all
to
these
you.
producers be knowing me, bro. I be going through my stuff and they
Your
be,
shit would boom.
it's crazy. So it's like, okay, but and it's crazy to me because like I feel like the music industry doesn't even know that reach. You feel me?
No, they don't because they wait.
Like they don't even realize
the,
that reach.
The music industry waits. They wait till they yes you. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's hard. Yes. That's dope. That's
Facts.
dope. That's dope. And then they wait. And then once it's proven, then they want to jump on board. And the big labels have the money to do it, so they could
Right.
they could wait and take that risk.
So I
Especially
said
in colder
investors.
now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
Startup labels. I'm here.
It would be a monster for you though, cause it's like, nigga,
here.
being real, his shit gonna go off the premise like niggas like us for real, because not only have we done what we done behind the scenes, but nigga, we branded the fuck out of it. Like this nigga's a whole ass brand, bro. So everybody I was signed to him would know, like, nigga, I'm not taking advice from fucking Stephen A. Smith. My fucking CEO is LeBron, nigga. It's a little bit different, nigga. This nigga literally is in the trenches.
And I'm gonna
Like, it, yeah.
I'm gonna co-sign what Viz often says on this, which is
real.
it's got to be really said because obviously Producer Spotlight, we're a producer community, but there's a great thing about the production world that it allows, because of software and because of the state of how rap was for the past few years, I think it's going to change, that anyone could get in and be a producer, really a beat maker. That's what we don't really distinguish the true difference between what you do is, even though you write songs, you're actually a producer.
For sure,
Right,
100%.
he is 100%.
100% a producer. So
Yeah.
anybody who ever said elsewise, if you're watching this, you're absolutely wrong. We curate that shit, put that shit together, but my bad.
No, it's cool.
Because that should be offensive. Like
Nah,
I've
it
gotten
does.
emails, my team have gotten emails from lawyers and managers of these producers saying, oh, well, he's just a writer.
Yeah, well, a lot of these lawyers either don't know what they're talking about or they're stuck on. There's also a very faulty trend of the way things just like goes on the legal side of the business here.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
We'll wrap it.
Okay, so if we're gonna wrap, I'll jump off that topic. I want to ask one more
Yeah.
a hot topic question.
For sure.
We're gonna talk about AI. I think we were talking about this a little earlier, right? And this ties into what I was just about to talk about, anyways, because
It's a great combo, bro. We got a part 2 this one.
there's one of the questions I was going to ask you is how the producer community is it's super. There's too many. The pie is being sliced too many different ways, and I think that's because the gateway of entry is too easy. Whereas for songwriters, you can't. You could get lucky, I think, as a beat maker or a producer and keep being on songs, especially if an artist just fucks with you. But as a songwriter, you probably have to be. You could get lucky 1 or 2 times, but to stay on, you have to be skillful to keep writing. With AI in the picture now, whose jobs first do you think are at most risk because of AI? Writers
Graphic
or producers?
designers.
Graphic designers. Well,
There's-
yeah.
I mean, I'm being honest. I don't think
Well, yeah.
producers are scared of AI, and I'm not scared of AI as a songwriter either because how? Like the artist still got to meet you.
Exactly.
Now, if we're talking about pop, I'm not in the pop world. I don't do pop songs. Not yet. I'm still learning how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in that space, you know what I'm saying? If you're working with like Benson Boone and Sabrina Carpenter, then maybe you could be scared of that. But like I work with real rappers, bro. Like I work with real artists that, like I said, bro, I work with people who really love this shit. They don't just look at it as it's gonna be a number one hit. 9 times out of 10, the people that I work with, everybody wants one, but they don't give a fuck about the numbers. They want to do it for the love of music. Those are the people that I work with. So if we talk about pop records and like country records, shit, I'd be scared as hell. Because a lot of it is very surface level.
But do you
But we
think,
got to dig deep though as songwriters because it's like
100%,
this
bro.
shit goes deep. What is AI gonna write for a rapper? Oh, hop in a foreign car? Like, bro, what this 2025? Everybody has foreign cars, nigga.
For real.
What are they gonna say?
so you actually believe rap has more relevant lingo than so pop, country, tends to be,
Absolutely.
even if it's
all
written
them
by
want to
human.
work with us. Justin Bieber just put out an album and has Sexy Red and Cash Cobain on it, and it was working with Kyle Massey and I think Sekou from the UK. Like,
You're right.
Like what are we talking about? Like,
They all trying to be on the nigga shit. That's
feel me?
it.
Like Teron Thomas is my brother. Teron
Real.
is doing all the K-pop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm even working
Absolutely.
on K-pop. I just got a K-pop page. Man, they all try to do black
Absolutely,
people
like,
shit.
it's-
we influence everything.
but it's
Hip-hop.
not. But it's not even that, because sometimes that could come off like a little bit like braggadocious in a sense, even though it might be idea. It's more of like it's a place of where we create that comes from inside of us, where we don't follow the rules. When I work with pop producers and songwriters, they're so traditional on their way and their method of doing it because they've been trained that they have to follow this and they have to do this. So when you kind of come in and disrupt it a little bit, it gets them excited because they're like, wait, we can actually do this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then actually say cool shit?
Yeah, yeah.
And actually like do it over this type of beat and still follow melody and then work with a rapper? Like, they like that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, absolutely, like, it's way more depth when it comes to hip hop. I don't even like saying urban music because I feel like, why are we saying that?
Right. Right.
Why? So is Jack Harlow urban? Because he's not pop.
Bro, we've created
So is that-
so
is he-
many,
is he
we've
in the-
created so
is
many
Jack
different
Har-
like
is Jack
switches
Harlow-
and changes, and like
is-
it's urban now. It's not urban
I
anymore.
do want to
It's-
ask
yeah.
this question
Yeah.
because I'm friends with Jack, and Jack really can rap, bro. Jack is a real rapper. I've been knowing Jack
I've been a fan of him from the
from
beginning.
the
He's hard
from
as
the
shit.
jump.
Yeah, he
I
is
fuck
hard.
with Lake. I fuck with Don. I
hard.
fuck with Drama.
He is hard.
I fuck with the whole Generation Now team.
Shout out Jack Harlow. He is hard.
Lake's told me multiple times that Jack wants to steer away from the super big pop records because he is a rapper. Is Jack Harlow in a meeting considered an urban act or a pop act?
Wow, not urban.
Clip it. Clip that. Because we have to stop, because what is it?
It's a fact.
Is he urban or is he pop? Because his first record was What's Poppin', and that was a rap, and Wayne was on it, The Baby was on it, and Tory Lanez was on it. That's a rap record. Is he urban or is he pop?
Then he went #1 with fucking Industry Baby. Is that it's not technically a pop record?
Like hip
I'm
hop.
saying.
Like
So
it's like cross.
So we like that whole thing. Like, I want to abolish that word. Like, stop, because now I'm offended. Because if I walk in and you call me urban, I don't shop at Urban Outfitters. And then even if I did, I don't see my peoples in there.
Nigga spit, bro. Click that shit.
I don't. So it's like, that's offensive when I talk to these companies and they're like, oh yeah, they're the A&R head of urban. It's like, what the hell is that?
Nigga shit. That's basically what
Head
they
of
saying, bro.
urban?
Head of nigga shit.
Why not just the head of the hip hop department?
Facts.
You feel me? What the fuck is head of urban?
Literally,
Maybe they
head
just
of
petition
black
to
people
just-
nigga shit music is what I call it.
Yeah, urban is the polite way of
The
saying
polite
it.
way of saying nigga shit.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Because I remember when I was fucking first signed, whatever it is, my A&R was like, yeah, it's in the urban music,
Urban department.
urban department.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Nigga
So we're
shit.
gonna ban urban. We're banning urban.
Nigga
Like
shit.
a t-shirt.
That's what it is.
Urban, your band.
You're banned.
Your band. Urban, your band is a bar. That
bar.
needs to be a T.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stop that, bro. Like I
Correct.
said, if the
Real.
argument is the argument, then let the argument be, is Jack Harlow urban or pop?
I'd leave more. to
That's
pop
fucking
than urban
cold,
for sure.
nigga. That's a cold conversation.
Yeah.
Man, I want to ask you one last question because I know you said we got to wrap.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna have to part 2 of this. We gonna have to run this back another time too. Love to have you back again because these combos is real and
These
dope.
chairs will fill the first producers you sign too. Bring them in on the
Real
process.
rap. I want to ask you one thing you know now. I like to ask this at the end of every episode. One thing you know now, currently where you're at, that you would tell your younger self that you didn't know then.
Same thing. Everybody's not your friend, bro. That's it. That's it. That's it. I don't know what else to say. everybody's not your fucking friend. And there's nothing wrong with that. Business is business. Everybody's not your friend. So going in expecting that will hurt you down the line. And the last thing you want to do is show people that you're hurt. Unless you do it in a way how I did it, where it wasn't a hurt, where it's like, I hate everybody. It's more of like I need this time for me. This is like self-hurt that I have put on myself, and I'm taking accountability.
Yeah.
Not a blame game. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be a blame game type of person. You want to be like, you know what? I chose to do this. I made these mistakes. I own up to this. I take accountability of my actions. I won't do this again. It can't be, oh, you did this and you did that and you did that. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So understanding that everybody is not your friend. And like my grandpa said, you're lucky to count 5.
Yeah, that's a good saying.
Feel me?
Real
So,
shit, bro.
but yeah, I appreciate y'all for sure.
Appreciate
Bro, we
you, bro. Those
appreciate you
some
having me,
gems.
bro. That was some fucking
Some
gems.
gems.
Real
Yeah,
rap,
for sure.
bro.
Appreciate you.
Oh my God, that was an amazing episode. That was my favorite one.